So the reason I've stopped this early is that we did struggle a little bit in the games with what looked like really aggressive wheeling from them. That normally indicates to me that obviously the loose head or the tight head is deliberately wheeling this scrum. And I think, to be honest, when you have a look at it, go through the video, and what you'll see is they're quite early on the push. The ball's not in and they're already trying to create that uneven platform, hence why we couldn't really get a very good platform on most of our scrums. So we just have to be a little bit more streetwise on that. Referee's there, scrum half's got the ball, obviously he's going to nod the head or tap you to put that ball in. You just want to say, looks unsteady sir, are they pushing, etc. But make sure that's an ask, not a tell. It's not just asking the question, you know. If we have got any worries and they're pushing, just come down, yeah, and then just step up and say, look sir, I'm not happy with the gap. Get yourselves ready. So we just need to probably manage that situation a little bit, I would say, smarter really in our approach to see how we deal with it. But she was a big girl, but I don't think she was scrummaging legally, and as I said, you know, for a scrum to spin like that, they were deliberately trying to make it wheel. So good work to lock this one out. Now you'll find with the scrum on the left hand side with such a narrow blind side, the scrum half's going to be really aggressive because she probably knows that you're not going to go down the blind side here. So she's going to put on a huge amount of pressure on the 9 here. Now a couple of things from us technically. I know we changed the 8, but that's not really an excuse. We've got the ball caught there into the second row's feet, so the 9 that's obviously here is going to pick the ball up from the second row's feet, so then the scrum half's going to be all on top of her. So what ends up happening is, and that just turns our ball to rubbish. So if we were to happen to go back and have a look at what we could possibly do here, one would be, let's get the ball to the 8's feet and get it on what would be her right foot, so the scrum half can come round and have a nice clear entry point to get the ball away. But if that's not the case, always be aware of where the 7 is. She's scrummaging quite hard this early in the game, her head's down, she's not really thinking about anything else. It gives us a lovely little opportunity here to carry, and what you do see after this is the power of our number 8. So how to anger the president of the club. Okay, we lose the ball at the back, and then what happens from now is just amazing. It's just like watching someone swap flies. It's like, get off me, get off me, get off me, get off me. Great carry, great work. And just for me, we've got 1, 2, 3 players there. I think we could have been a little bit more aggressive in our ruck in there, especially the first 2. Could have really put a statement out, cleared a lovely platform for the 9 to play. We then get set up, and it's a great little carry here. Well done, Lily. Yet again, get to the gain line. Just think, you know, have a look at their positioning. Where do we want to try and get that ball? You know, could we have been a little bit wider? Is this an area that we could have looked at going at, where there's a little bit more space? Then I think where we end up going is it's quite heavily populated. Okay, so great aggression. Great carry, but we go into that area, I think, a little bit wider, and you start seeing some spaces. Okay, better to get over that ruck. Well done. Okay, and that enables the platform. Obviously the big girl ain't going to move too fast to get there. Alright, so yet again, great carry. Probably be a little bit more direct, but I like that we've gone to the space. Very good hit, but great work on the ground to present the ball. Yeah. Look at that for a platform for the 9. There's no interference there. Okay, your question, you would possibly say, would be, which way should we probably go now? They are absolutely stacked here, but they only have somebody that looks like, I don't know, Frodo on the left hand side over here. So we've got 1 and 2, and that's the girl that's just hit the ruck, and we know that she's not the quickest thing in the world. So probably could have said, if we'd got numbers, so left winger, always try and keep your width there. No problems at all if you want to come round, but against better opposition, if they're there, I think if we'd go whoop, 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 we're in here big time. So let's play it out. Great work, lovely line, allow to in, get on her shoulder. Just be aware then, winger, okay, where the space is. Alright, and that is in here. So let's make sure you're working just hard to get into there. Yeah. Great work again, great aggression. Nice to see backs in there winning that work. Good carry, probably a little bit upright. Okay, and let's try and accelerate forward a little bit more, but do really well to get your hands free. Okay, this now gets a little bit upsetting for me. Okay, we're now looking at body height. Alright, yeah, so we've come in, and that is the initial threat. Okay, and we've got someone there, so this is a one-on-one competition now to clear out that initial threat. Alright, and what happens is we don't get that parity. Okay, technically, okay, it's just one of those, not a problem, Haley, but we've just got ourselves over this way where we need to be square, and the rest of the guys that have hit this ruck, we're all at a position where we're quite upright. Okay, so we need to be, as we've said before, we need to be coming in from a low position, clearing out a ruck that way. Alright, so when we then play this forward, and I'll do it in slow-mo, she's come right over the ball, really good aggression from her, to be honest. Yeah, and we've allowed that to be a turnover. So we've created some really good opportunity there. We've carried well, got ourselves into a good position, and then just unfortunately we've then just lost that ball. Great pressure from the 9 on that tackle. Generally I thought our line speed was pretty slow. Doesn't mean it has to be racing up, but I think we need to push up both sides of the ruck, as that one probably clearly states that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, just walking like it's a Sunday afternoon stroll. So we've got to show a little bit more kind of energy and enthusiasm there. And just one for me, don't have your hands on your hips, because it always upsets me. Okay, so you know what was a really good attack. Okay, just some things to learn there. We've got to be a little bit more aggressive at the ruck. When we carry, try and get it a little bit wider. Right, and when it's that one-on-one competition, especially if it's someone over the ball, we get rid of that, we retain it.